Hey everybody, it's Jackie, and I'm back this week with a quick follow-up video to the video I did last week on the 35mm comparison. There were several comments in the video that suggested there might be some better ways to test the difference between the two cameras with this lens. So I went ahead and ran some additional tests, and I'm going to share those with you in Capture One. Stick around till the end because the results I found this time are interesting. Okay, so we're back in Capture One. This time I'm using Capture One Pro, and we are using RAW files. They are not processed. They are straight out of the camera. They were shot at ISO 640, 1/20th of a second on a tripod with a 2-second delay at f5.6. Green color tag is the 26 megapixel XS20 camera. And on the right is the X-T5 with the 40 megapixel sensor. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just roughly around 200%. I'm just going to try to get these sized about the same. I'm zooming into the logo. I just wanted to see. The X-T5 is definitely sharper. And this is at the exact same distance away from the subject on the tripod for both shots with two different cameras. So this definitely does appear to be sharper. And when I come down to this, I can really see it here on Chapel Hill. It's very blurry on the 26 megapixel, and it's much clearer here on the 40. I followed another suggestion that was mentioned in the comments that we should back the camera up 1.24 times the distance, back the X-T5 up, take a shot, and then compare it to the XS20s. Here we are, we're comparing the one on the left again is the XS20, and then the one on the right is the X-T5 again, and it's backed up 1.24 times the distance from the sensor that the XS20 was. So I'm going to zoom in here and we compare these two. And if I take them both and I increase them more, you can still see that Chapel Hill on the XS20 is definitely blurrier than it is here on the X-T5, even backed away the 1.24 times. And definitely you can see it here in the word Collins. This is much clearer and crisper than this one. My original assumption was, yes, the 35mm on the X-T5 is definitely not any worse on the X-T5, which some suggested in the comments that, yeah, that's pretty obvious. It wasn't really a valid test. What I found out is it resolves even better than on the 26 megapixel sensor. This is clear evidence to me that the 35mm is going to perform better on the X-T5. And here's a shot of Henry that I took with the 35mm, and it was at f2.8, ISO 1000, 1/25th of a second. And you can see just how beautiful this image is. There's just something magical about this 35mm lens, which I just haven't seen reproduced on other Fuji lenses. I don't know if it's the flaws in the lens, but there's something about it that I just really like. And if you're wondering what lens I'm using to film this episode on, it is on the Viltrox 13mm f1.4 lens. There's been such great reviews on this, using this lens for video on YouTube. I was tempted to try it out myself, and I have to say I really like it. I ended up replacing my 10 to 24mm lens and decided to switch to this 13mm Viltrox. It really works great on camera for video. It does a pretty good job. I don't even have product mode on this camera right now, which I have noticed some focus breathing in the background when using the product mode, and I haven't quite figured out if it's something I'm doing wrong or if it's something with the camera, the firmware yet. But I'll keep testing that out and I'll let you know. And I haven't tested out the 13mm lens very much with photography yet, but I will do that on a future video and follow up with that. If you've liked the content in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel out, and I do appreciate it very much. And if you like the content that I am producing here, then consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.